Hey, how we doing on this Wednesday week? Making things, yeah, making things happen, making things happen, making. I can talk. What a way to start off the video, huh? Oh boy, so it is Wednesday, so middle of the week, hump day for a lot of people, and hopefully it has been a good week for you, that Jack. We're making some accomplishments and getting your goals done. I know I mentioned on the previous video that I started some new projects or starting some new tasks, and yes, I have been working on those. So it's been interesting. It's kind of part of it's adjusted how I do things. Like, oh, I didn't know that. Okay, but anyway, so we're doing today's topic. This is actually part 3 of the series I've been doing. So this is and 5 more additional ways to improve your memory. So this is part 3 of the series of here, and I'll try to make sure and link those other 2 around here. But so let me just hop into it. So 5. So here's 5 more 5. Okay, I can do this. So the first one is learning something new. Anytime you learn something new, it actually engages your mind. New synapses are formed and new neural pathways as well. So the idea is making sure you get out there and learn, do as much as you can to learn something new often and on a regular basis. Now, if it's something you actually are really interested in, it makes it more fun and easier to do. Other times I know, like I'm working, going through and learning WordPress for the website, and some of the stuff in there, it's a pain in the butt. I'm not having very fun, but I'm getting there. So it is learning, and thus improves your memory on the way. Second one, these next 2 are actually going to tie together, is kind of ditch the internet a little bit, or at least the search engines. And what I mean by that is, how often is there information you used to know about, and now you forgot, and now you just use your phone or computer to look up the answer? I mean, it's a pro and a con. One is the answers are at our fingertips for just about anything we want to know, but at the same time, we don't pay much attention anymore. Now, the next one that goes along with this is kind of lose the GPS at times. Many years ago, it's been over a decade, I got one of the buddies at a horse show, and this is, I don't know if he had a GPS unit, a smartphone, or a tablet, whatever. They were new. They were just coming out at the time. And he told me, he goes, David, he goes, I used to pride myself on knowing where I was and how to get there. And he goes, these things make us stupid. So you can see those 2 going in. How much, think about this too. How many phone numbers do you actually still know by heart? How much do you have in your head? I can think of 2 numbers right up, well, 3. I got the old phone number, maybe 4. Old phone number grew up with at the house. Still remember that one. I got my phone number, my father's, because him and I got our phone numbers at the same time, so I just happen to remember his. I got my business line. I think that might be all I know. But think about how much information that you used to know that you no longer do, because phone numbers are in your phone. You don't have to remember them. So it's a pro and a con. It can definitely affect you. And even right now with the AI technologies out, it's going to a little bit of a tangent here, like Chat GPT and as well as Jasper. They are tools. I'm using them as a tool, but you can use them for the wrong reason. They use them to not know anything. So, but I hope you get the idea. Is basically, when you can, sit there and try to work on what can you recall without looking up the answer. Hold that off. And same thing with GPS. Can you figure, excuse me, can you use GPS to figure out where you got to go to begin with, and then shut it off, and then and then only references if you need to. So a couple of ideas again there, and all kind of going together. Next one, practice. Whatever skill it is, whatever you're working on, you're going to have to practice. And it gets to the point, it's easier to remember. It's easier to know what's going on the more you practice, the more you do. Think about it just like an exam. You got an exam you want to go through, you got to know the answers, you got to practice it, go through it back and forth. Eventually you'll have information in. Most people can't do it once or twice. They have to do it multiple times to understand what's going on, what's the ability. So practice. The 5th one this time here is breaks. The research has shown, even Jim Quick talks about this as well, Jim Quick learning. Take breaks every once in a while. They found out you do better at learning and memorizing something when you work on it, take a break, walk away, come back. Now that actually sometimes it might be the next day, but take a break. Don't sit there and just, because how many times have you gone through and tried cramming? Realize cram doesn't always work very well for something. But study for a little bit, whatever time frame that is. I've heard different numbers even from the same people. They've talked about, it's okay, 15-minute block at a time. Sometimes it's 90 minutes. So there. But anyways, you want to take breaks. Don't sit there and try focusing something, focus. Study something for a little bit, work with it, take a break. Give your mind a chance. What it is, your mind actually has a chance to kind of process it and learn, and then you come back and then you can do it again. So it kind of ties in with the practice. Practice for a while, take a break, come back to it, do it again, and you'll actually have a better chance of remembering things. So there we go. 5 different ways to help improve, 5 additional ways. So 5 more additional ways to improve your memory. So learn some type of new skills, figure that out, what you want to do. Try to figure things out on your own before you turn to your web browser or the internet. Same thing with GPS. Can you figure out where you need to go and drive there without having to constantly use the GPS to tell you turn by turn? Practice and then take breaks. So, and if you want some help on some of the other ideas to improve your memory, in the description you'll find a link to my Facebook group with one of the trainings in there, improve your recall. So that's what I got for you. So I will catch you on Friday. So take care and balancing to you.